The blast echoed across the Arizona hills, a sharp crack that wasn't meant to hurt but sure as hell made a point. Smoke curled into the dusk sky, thick and gray, swallowing the red glow of the setting sun. There, half-tilted in a ditch, sat a shiny silver SUV, its driver Lydia Harper flailing her arms, screaming in her phone like I'd just set her world on fire. But let me tell you something, I warned her. I begged her to stop. And now, knee-deep in a mess she'd made, she was learning the hard way. My name's Ethan Caldwell, a 47-year-old Navy vet who traded battleships for a 130-acre ranch in Mohawk County. I'm not the type to pick fights, but I don't back down either. This land, this stubborn, dusty stretch of dirt, has been in my family for generations. It's where folks used to respect boundaries until city types like Lydia moved in, dragging their HOA nonsense with them. It all started with a shortcut. A narrow dirt path hugged my east fence, just wide enough for a truck if you were bold or entitled enough to try. Lydia, the new queen of Sunset Ridge Estates, decided that path was her personal highway. Her mansion backed right up to my fence, and before her fancy welcome mat even hit the porch, she was tearing through my land in her SUV like she owned it. The first time I caught her, I flagged her down, polite as could be. "Ma'am, this is private property," I said. She flashed me a smile, all tight lips and oversized sunglasses, and chirped, "Oh, relax, it's just a shortcut. You've got so much land, what's a little dust?" What's a little dust? I found out when I came home to a busted gate, one of my goats limping and ruts carved across my pasture from a tow truck, pulling her stuck SUV out of the mud. That was my line in the sand. I tried the legal route first. Went to Sheriff Dawson, filed a report, but he just shrugged. "No proof, no case," he said. "Your word against hers." So I got smarter. I set up trail cams, slapped "no trespassing" signs everywhere, even sent Lydia a certified letter. She ignored it like it was junk mail. That's when I called up my old buddy Nate, a guy who used to rig special effects for low-budget MOVYES. He showed me how to make smoke poppers safe, loud, and guaranteed to make anyone rethink their choices. I buried a few along her route, marked with wooden stakes, nothing sneaky, just enough to send a message. The first one popped, and she called the fire department, screaming about an attack. The second one? That's when things got wild. Her SUV screeched through the smoke, brakes squealing, and out she jumped, hollering like I planted a bomb. I was about to walk away, satisfied, when I noticed something else: smaller tire tracks, fresh and narrow, not from her vehicle. I followed them around the ridge and found a kid, no older than 11, sitting by a flipped scooter in the dry creek bed, his face streaked with tears and dust. "She told me to come through," he whispered, said it was okay. His name was Tommy, Lydia's stepson, and the bruises on his wrist told a story that went way beyond trespassing. My stomach churned. This wasn't just about my land anymore. Lydia came storming in minutes later, slamming her car door, pearls bouncing as she shrieked, "What the hell are you doing with my kid?" I stepped between them. "He's hurt, Lydia. I'm calling an ambulance." She laughed a cold, sharp sound. "He's fine. Get in the car, Tommy." The boy didn't move. "You're not his father," she spat. "No," I said, voice steady, "but I'm the man whose land you've been tearing up, and now you've dragged a kid into it." That moment changed everything. I wasn't just fighting for dirt, I was fighting for Tommy. Word started spreading. Neighbors from Sunset Ridge came forward, whispering about Lydia's reign of terror. One had their mailbox smashed after voting against her HOA budget hike. Another found their sprinklers cut after complaining about late-night parties. Lydia wasn't running a neighborhood. She was running a mafia. Then my smoke traps started vanishing, dug up clean like someone knew exactly where to look. Nate and I upped the game motion sensors, pressure plates, more cameras. We weren't playing offense. We were building a case. Just when I thought she might back off, Lydia pulled a stunt that left me speechless. At 2 a.m., my phone buzzed with an alert. I grabbed my old rifle just for show and ran out to find Lydia and 2 HOA cronies hammering signs into my field. Public access HOA easement. She smirked. "You missed the zoning meeting, cowboy. Kinda gave us emergency access." "Funny," I said, "because I never got any notice." "Certified mail," she snapped. "Check your mailbox." But I had checked. Nate and I had a camera on it. No delivery, no notice. Then she pulled out her phone, snapped a picture of me with a rifle, and sneered, smiled. You just threatened the HOA. She was trying to flip the script, but I wasn't biting. Let the sheriff sort it out, I said. And he did. Sheriff Dawson rolled up just as Lydia triggered another smoke trap, screaming and coughing in the haze. He sighed, looking from her to me. Y'all really doing this at 2 a.m.? The next morning, I walked into the county office and found a zoning petition with my signature forged. My lawyer, Rachel, hit the roof. We filed a lawsuit. Fraud, harassment, property destruction. Lydia didn't flinch. She sent a crew to lay gravel through my cornfield, crushing my irrigation lines and costing me a week's worth of feed. That's when we went public. My niece, Sarah, stitched together drone footage, trail cam clips, and audio of HOA goons threatening neighbors. We uploaded it, titled, HOA Tyrant Tries to Steal My Ranch Here's Proof. It blew up 2 million views in 48 hours. Comments flooded in. Where's this ranch? I'm MOVYing in. This woman needs a cell, not a crown. News stations picked it up. Lydia's allies started bailing, one even offering to testify. But Lydia wasn't done. One night, my barn went up in flames. Someone had poured accelerant. My goats barely made it out. Spray painted across the charred wall. Stay down. Then Child Protective Sarah VYCS showed up, claiming I was harboring a minor. Lydia had filed it, using Tommy against me again. I handed them Sarah's phone video of Tommy, crying after being forced to trespass, audio of HOA thugs bragging about the fire. CPS backed off. Then, like something out of a MOVYE, the Department of Energy rolled in. Turns out, my land sat on one of the biggest lithium deposits in the region. Batteries, electric cars, future money, due law $9.4 million for the mineral rights. I was still processing when Lydia came back, this time with shovels. Drone footage caught her and a hired crew digging near my western fence, gloves on, hunting for lithium. She never got the chance to finish. 2 black SUVs screeched in. DOE agents cuffed her and her crew federal mineral theft. Real charges, real consequences. I stood there, watching her get hauled off, her eyes burning into mine. You set me up, she hissed. I tipped my hat. You walked right into it. Her trial went VY-RAL. Headlines screamed, HOA Queen jailed for corruption. 8 years, no parole. Sunset Ridge fell apart. Half the neighborhood moved out. But on my ranch, we built something better. That old dirt path? Now it's a community greenhouse. Sarah runs classes for local kids every Saturday. Tommy's there every weekend, his dad with full custody now. The barn's rebuilt, stronger than ever. And me? I sit on my porch, sweet tea in hand, watching the sunset turn the desert gold. Lydia fought me over dirt, thinking it was nothing. Turns out, that dirt was worth a fortune. But peace? That's worth even more. So, what would you do if someone tore through your land, ignored your warnings, and dragged a kid into their mess? Would you fight back with traps and cameras, or let slide? Should I have sold the land and walked away, or was standing my ground worth the chaos? Drop your thoughts below. Hit that like button if you're Team Ethan, and subscribe for more stories where justice hits hard.